Steve Grubbs.
Well, thank you very much, and welcome to Zeppo's here in Pullman, Washington, as we welcome you once again to the Cougar Basketball Hour with Cougar head coach Kamie Ethridge. Kamie, welcome back, as it is another Monday night, another nice crowd here at Zeppo's, and time to talk some Cougar basketball. How are you on this Monday?
It's good. Everything's good. You just have to deal with the voice and being a little – it sounds bad all the time, but maybe a little worse with a little sickness going around. But hopefully I can make it through without coughing.
Yeah, I think everybody's kind of gotten a little bit, as it's going around, as you said, just about everywhere. And we are making it through the hours. We'll take you up until 7 o'clock. We will have a special guest with us, junior guard Astera Tuhina. AT going to be joining us tonight? All right. So
big, hard questions.
Okay.
Very hard questions for AT.
Well, I hear she's pretty smart, so I've got some tough questions for her. So we'll get that going. Meanwhile, we welcome you in. A busy week for Washington State University women's basketball, of course. Coming off the game in Gonzaga on Saturday, we'll get Loyola Marymount coming up on Thursday. That'll be at home. That'll be the annual Pink game, so make sure you make plans to join us on Thursday night. And then a quick trip over to Portland to take on the Portland Pilots. Coach, a great atmosphere up in Spokane at the McCarthy Athletic Center. We take on Gonzaga on Saturday, game that goes to overtime. Let's just start there, and your thoughts on what we experienced on Saturday afternoon.
Well, just loved how our team fought. Obviously got off to a slow start, and watching the film, you can just see a lot of decision making and some shots that I think we can second guess. And people are open, and we're taking some hard shots. Those are things that we've just got to keep cleaning up. If we do, I think we're going to get some extra points on the board. But the biggest stat, I think, is really just the offensive rebounding we gave up and the second chance points. We get beat 20. What does that say? I don't have my glasses on. 21-2?
21-2 in second chance points,
and, again, I think we shoot the ball better. Turnovers weren't a problem. It's just we just can't offset that many extra attempts and letting them get to the rim like they can and do. And a lot of those offensive rebounds even led to three-point shots. So that and really doing a terrible job on their out-of-bounds plays. I mean, I'm just disappointed that we did that, but lesson learned. We're going to be better at that as we go forward. But loved our competitiveness, loved the fact that we responded in such an awesome way in a very hostile arena. A lot of freshmen on the court, just seemed unaffected by the crowd. Just have to love that. And again, we were right there and had every chance to win that game. Didn't pull it out, but it should give us a lot of confidence moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, only had 8 points, I think, 15 minutes into the game, and came back and responded offensively, got it to within 2 at halftime, and then I thought we settled into a really good game the second 20 minutes between E2s. He kind of traded punches back and forth. When you went back and you looked at the tape when it came to the rebounding, was there a lot of 50-50 balls that they were just getting after? Was it our technique as far as blocking out, not blocking out enough? Was it a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B? When you went back and looked at the tape, what was the reason for the rebounding disparity?
I mean, it's just all over the place. I don't think there's any one thing. Ejim is really quick to the ball. We were lazy in some situations, been over at the waist, and she got on the floor and got to a couple. Sometimes our hands aren't as good as the other person's hands, and so we fumble it. There's some bad box outs. There's some rotations where you get little on a big, and then all of a sudden the big can just reach over and get it. So some are long rebounds that are unfortunate that, you get sometimes, and then those lead to really easy shots for them or open in and out threes. So it's a little bit all over the place, but, I just don't want us to make excuses because we talk about it every week, and we're talking about rebounding every day in practice. If it is something that keeps biting us every single game we play. So it doesn't matter. It's hurting us, and we've got to fix it, and we've got to improve it, and we can't make any excuse when we don't get rebounds.
As far as the defensive effort and what you saw from your team, both guarding the three-point line and guarding the paint, what did you think of your team when you went back and looked at it on tape?
Yeah, really good. Really good.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I mean, made the game hard, gave up some big threes. Again, I think we gave up 9 points on their out-of-bounds play, which was just unbelievably just stabs you in the heart when you do something like that. Couldn't quite get a grip on that. Had mix-ups with different players and freshmen in spots and just not recovering the right way. But overall, I thought we really guarded them well. I thought we did a better job on Turner, but for the out-of-bounds plays. And again, she got a couple off of offensive rebounds. So that was the main one that we wanted to keep off the boards. But I felt like, we guarded Ejim dang good. We made things really hard for a lot of different people on the floor. But Turner just kind of got loose. Again, those 3 threes were huge. So there's a lot of good things for us. We held them, what do they shoot? For the game, they shoot 36% from the floor. So, that's good enough to win. It's just that's 36% plus, 21 points on offensive rebounding. So if we eliminate the second chance points, I think even that percentage goes down and we have a chance to win that game.
Some people say that you can, and I think that's true, you can obviously learn about your team whether you win or whether you lose. And did you learn anything new about your team? Or maybe not anything new, but was there anything that you take from this game that you can go forward either if we face Gonzaga again at the West Coast Conference Tournament or in these final 3 weeks of the regular season as we make the final push towards the conference tournament?
Well, I really thought Marta did a great job when she was in, and I only played her 5 minutes. I look back at that, and I wish I'd played her a few more minutes because she was spot on guarding. And I love Dee's minutes. I think she's getting better and better. I mean, Candace is still a little bit up and down, and I've got to get her better because if she's not better, it's just going to be hard to really win against a lot of people. So, the motivation is there. I'm just going to keep putting people in the lineup that are going to impact the game and impact winning. I don't know who that's going to be in that spot from, since Alex is out. But I really like Dee's minutes. I think Shasha continues to do great things. I think there's just a confidence in the players that are getting a lot of minutes. And again, I think I've got to be better at not shortening the bench so much and making sure that we get Marta some minutes and Kira probably have to sub every once in a while, Tara and AT and all those guys, because I run them so hard that Tara has to cramp up. She's such a weenie. I don't know what's up with that, but it might be nice of me to get some minutes, them out of the game just every once in a while. I mean, LA's sick for 4 days out of the first of the week, and I make her play 42 minutes. So how stupid is that? I think she was exhausted by the end, but just got to continue to get those young players to step in and just the idea that that's how close the games are. They are just that close. And you've got to be so good at executing when you do go in, and you've got to impact winning somehow. Well, it doesn't mean make shots. It doesn't mean you have to do all that. You just can't hurt the team. You got to keep us in offense. You got to defend. You got to get rebounds. And if we can just keep getting those things out, I think our window to get better continues to stay open, and we have a chance to.
Again, 2 games this week for the Washington State University Cougars. It will start Thursday night at Beasley Coliseum as the Cougars will be home. Again, it's our annual pink game, so make sure you make plans to come on out as we will face off against Loyola Marymount. That matchup, 6 o'clock from Beasley Coliseum on Thursday night, and then over to Portland for what will be a 3 o'clock start time on Saturday. Just getting things started with Coach Ethridge as it's your Cougar Basketball Hour with Kamie Ethridge. We'll take our first break, then we'll come back to Zeppo's. Happy to have you with us. It's the Cougar Basketball Hour from Zeppo's from Learfield.
Spokane International Airport is a proud sponsor of Washington State University Athletics. The airport connects Cougar fans and alums with over 50 daily departures to 18 nonstop destinations provided by 6 major airlines, as well as one-stop connections to most major metropolitan centers throughout the U.S. Real-time arrival and flight departure information is available at SpokaneAirports.net. Spokane International Airport, when it's time to fly.
The tradition, the rivalries. SiriusXM is your destination for all things college sports, and we've got you covered. On Pac-12 Radio, there is complete coverage of every school in the conference, including live games, plus 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the SiriusXM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of SiriusXM free. Subscribe now. See offer details at SiriusXM.com/Pac-12 Sports.
Hi, I'm Caden Wickersham, a pitcher on your Washington State University Cougar baseball team. I want to tell you about Krista Gross, a big supporter of mine. She's someone who's always there, helping me without being asked. Krista makes sure I have what I need to succeed, and she'll do the same thing for you. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, trust someone with a big heart and a winning track record. Find her online at KristaGross.com. That's Krista with a K, KristaGross.com.
I'm Krista Gross, your lifelong realtor. Find me online at KristaGross.com. That's Krista with a K, KristaGross.com.
Go
Looking
Cougs.
sharp has never been this this much fun. Pullman's #1 barbershop, the Pullman Man Shop, is more than just haircuts. It's an experience. Our seasoned barbers deliver precision haircuts, buzz cuts, and real straight razor hot towel shaves that'll leave you looking and feeling your absolute best. And while you're here, enjoy free shuffleboard, free pool, and free arcade games. WSU students and faculty receive 20% off any service every Thursday. Step into the Pullman Man Shop at 1025 East Main, where style meets good times. Walk-ins only. themanshops.com.
It is your Cougar Basketball Hour with head coach Kamie Ethridge. Steve Grubbs along with you from Zeppo's Cougar Nation. Each time you bring your Toyota vehicle to be serviced at a local and participating Toyota dealership, you can receive a premium Washington State giveaway item as a member of the Toyota Rewards Program. To join the program, visit WSUCougars.com/Toyota Rewards. Well, Coach, we were just talking in our first segment just how close the games can be. An overtime game today between Portland and Pepperdine as Portland gets it done in overtime, 77-75 over Pepperdine. You take a look at some of the other games that have filtered across. Loyola Marymount got past Santa Clara. San Diego came close in a couple of attempts this weekend, even though they don't have a conference win. They played us tough. They went and played Portland tough in Portland. They played Oregon State tough in Oregon. I mean, we're starting to see as we're heading down to these final few weeks, not a lot of separation between the top of the conference and the bottom of the conference, which really makes what should be a really interesting West Coast Conference tournament at the end of the season.
Well, you'll do a better job than me, but they were just asking about how the tournament breaks out, and it's the most insane tournament I've ever seen in my life that gives so many byes, and they work their way through. But clearly, if you're the top 2 seeds, you really are in great shape. You don't play until the semis, and 3 and 4 play, a game before that. And so it'd be 3 games in a row if you ended up being 3 or 4. Mm-hmm. I think we're 3 right now, but got a hard schedule, just like you said. I mean, LMU walks in here thinking they can knock us off. They've already done it once. We have to go to Portland, and they're a hard team to match up with on just a quick turnaround. So it's a hard game, and it's a hard schedule, and we just have to keep being us and working on us and making sure we can adjust and be really versatile and adjust to anybody in any time and not have to worry about huge scouts and deviating from who we are and what we do. And I think we're getting better at that.
Yeah, again, if you have not gotten your tickets, make sure you get your tickets early for the West Coast Conference Tournament, which will be taking place down in Vegas. Tickets are going pretty fast, so if you want to make your way down to Vegas, again, both the men and the women playing at Orleans Arena, so you can make your way down and watch both the Cougar men and the Cougar women. The way that the tournament breaks down, I've never seen a format like this either. I mean, you can receive a quadruple bye if you're one of the top 2 seeds, because there are 6 days of the tournament, and you could go all the way until Monday, which would be the semifinals. So the way it breaks down is 10 plays 11, loser out, and then 7, 8, and 9 come in, and the one winner of the 10 and 11 join in. So out of that, you've got 2 teams left. Then you got 5 and 6 joining them. 2 more teams come out of that. That's where 3 and 4 join in. 2 more teams join that. That's where the top 2 come in for the semifinals, and then off and into the championship game. So again,
I thought you could do that better than me, but I did it about like that too. And everybody's eyes are doing this right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird, and I mean, certainly, obviously, and we're in good position to be in the top 6. If you're in the top 6, you at least get a bye into the 3rd round. You don't have to win 6 in a row. But if you can be either 3 or 4, 1 or 2, it means either going into the quarterfinals or into the semifinals. And again, for us, I think most importantly, it's obviously being the best that we can be leading up until that tournament. And as you mentioned, Loyola Marymount playing better here in the second half of the season. And then a trip to Portland, who is a team that is right there within striking range if we can get a win against them on Saturday to maybe where we can sneak into that number 2 spot, or not sneak in, maybe crash through and take that number 2 spot away from them. But I mean, 2 really big games coming up, obviously, as every game is going to be crucial when obviously every game means a different spot in the standings, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of insane to talk about anything like that because, again, we've lost to teams that, are somewhat near the bottom of the conference or were at the time, and we've been wildly inconsistent in our play, and yet at the same time we're getting better. And so It's just crucial. We're not quite as healthy as we'd like to be. I think we're going to be healthier in 2 or 3 or 4 weeks, and we need to extend the season as long as we can to get everybody healthy. But I think we're heading in the right direction. And again, we just have to take it one game at a time. We have to have great practices leading up to LMU, and then we have to have just a really big mindset and, elite mindset that's going to get on that plane and head to Portland and give them the very best game that we can. We've been in the hardest environment of this league. We've showed really well. It's time that we start proving ourselves in those big moments and winning those big games.
Meanwhile, as we get ready for Loyola Marymount on Thursday, you mentioned you got a chance to go back and look at the tape against Gonzaga. Is that more of a coaching staff? Do you sit down with the team after the game, or is it now pretty much, okay, we're moving forward to Loyola Marymount? Take us through kind of your schedule as far as what you do with your team from Saturday afternoon heading into what's going to be a Thursday night game against Loyola Marymount.
Well, normally, but I think we're a little bit running on fumes a little bit. So we had a 30-minute segment today only on Loyola. It's Matt's scout, and so he's put together, personnel and clips, and now we have our game and what they did to us and how we guarded them and what worked for us and things like that. So it's a easier game for us to scout because we know them.
Mm-hmm.
We clearly know someone had 36 or 37 points on us. So, so we're a little bit more familiar with them, and because of that, we're going to spend a little bit of time on Portland tomorrow, just because we, 3 days of the same team and a shoot around I don't think is necessary because they're both somewhat fresh in our minds. So really, really short practice tomorrow. Try to keep our team as fresh as possible. If we go an hour, that might be it. And but it'll be a little bit of watching film and then doing stuff about Portland. Cleaning up our press. Figuring out how to attack them, whether they're in man or zone. Things like that. So, and then we'll come back on Wednesday and really get after. Maybe Wednesday we'll head back to Gonzaga, just because I do think there are enough clips that they need to see, the rebounding things, the shot quality things that we rate our shots.
Sure.
Where threes are, we never want to take any threes. Those are just bad shots. Zeros are basically turnovers, but threes are bad shots. Fives are hard shots that you don't have rhythm, time, or it's not in your range. That's how you do it. Sevens are one of those three things is missing. And then nines are you're in range, you have time, and you have rhythm.
Right.
It's just all perfect. And you want nines. Nines would be like a layup. You're at the rim. You should make every one of those. And sevens, obviously, you just die to have sevens. Well, we took some hard fives. We took maybe even threes, and literally we're taking them, and someone right there is wide open. And we've done that a few times. We've fallen into that trap a little bit where we get to, there's time on the clock. It wasn't like, we had to throw up something. And I just think for our team, if we can't figure that out, we're in big trouble, because I don't think we're that talented that we can just live on hard fives and score enough points to win. So there's a bucket of those from that game in particular, and you're just like, gosh, if we had just hit, 3 of those to those shooters, I wonder if we'd made those and we wouldn't be talking about this. So,
right.
And then the rebounding phase, we just, again, all the different ways that people hurt us on the rebounding, probably the out of bounds. I mean, we just have to clean up those things that we feel like are in our control, and if we do that, we have a chance to get better.
Again, Washington State versus Loyola Marymount coming up on Thursday. Over to Portland coming up on Saturday. Why don't we let you go and hydrate and go visit with some more folks, and we'll bring up AT and have her up here for a couple of segments, and then we'll bring you back up to wrap up the show.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, we'll talk with Coach Ethridge in just a bit, but right now we'll take another break. This is, again, your Cougar Basketball Hour live from Zeppo's from Learfield.
The next time you visit Northern Quest, we suggest bringing your sea legs and your lead foot. It's the $100,000 Ben's Voyage giveaway. Play daily with your Camas Rewards card, and you could win a cruise line adventure. Or a brand new Mercedes GLC 300 with an inline 4 turbo. Tax and licensing included. Speeding tickets are on you, though. The Ben's Voyage giveaway. Grand prize drawing March 31st. Details at northernquest.com.
Hey, Coug fans! Can't decide what to do with your late-night weekends? Why not Cosmic Bowling? Every Friday and Saturday night from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. is Cosmic Bowling at Zeppo's. At a price designed with everyone in mind, we are your destination for music, disco lights, and of course, bowling. Can't join us on the weekends? Zeppo's is the place to be for all ages every day of the week. With bowling, food, and drink specials, we offer prices that won't break the budget. You can even reserve your lane in advance with online reservations at Zeppos.com. When looking for fun in Pullman, look no further than Zeppo's.
This is my barbershop. There are many like it, but this one is mine.
Welcome to the Pullman Man Shop, Pullman's #1 barbershop, where our seasoned barbers give you precision haircuts, buzz cuts, and straight razor shaves so sharp when we're done, your face will look like the day you were born. While we're working on that dome of yours, enjoy free shuffleboard, free pool, free arcade games, and ATVs. That's right, maggot. You can play while we turn that head of hair into something presentable. We'll fix it. Can't and won't are not words we'll use. The Pullman Man Shop, 1025 East Main. Visit themanshops.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle Thornton, linebacker and captain of your Washington State University Cougar football team. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, I recommend my friend and supporter, Krista Gross. She is a 3-time Realtor of the Year and a big fan of Cougar athletics. The only thing she enjoys more than supporting the Cougs is providing excellent service. Check her Google reviews to see how much her clients love her. You can find her online at KristaGross.com. That's Krista with a K. KristaGross.com. Go Cougs!
Well, Steve Grubbs, welcome back once again. It is your Cougar Basketball Hour with the head coach of Washington State University Basketball, Kamie Ethridge. Going to be joined by junior guard Astera Tuhina in just a bit. Want to remind you that the Junior Cougar Kids Club, presented by Toyota, they are the official kids club of the Washington State Cougars, and the best way for the youngest members of Coug Nation to show off their Cougar pride. Find out more information about your Junior Cougs membership perks at wsucougars.com/Junior Cougs. AT is joining us, junior guard. How are you doing tonight?
I'm great.
You're fantastic. You're ready to go. You're a veteran at this, right? You were on with me last year, is that right?
Yeah, I was.
And I had a hard time pronouncing your name. I'm not even going to try. I'm just going to call you AT tonight.
Perfect.
So
Sounds
AT
great.
is here with us, and talk to us a little bit about where we're at in the season. We're down into the final few weeks of the season. I think it's 6 conference games left, maybe 5 conference games left. Just where we're at and how you think we're playing, and as we get ready for this kind of stretch run here.
Yeah, I feel like we've had some ups and downs throughout the season, kind of some injuries and stuff like that. Tough schedule, new schedule. It's kind of hard to play on a Thursday away and then have to travel, get home at midnight, have to practice at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
It's kind of tough, but I feel like every other team is going through the same, so it is what it is. Just at the beginning we were struggling a little bit to get used to that, but now it's better. And just excited to finish the season strong and head to the tournament and hopefully win it all.
Yeah, absolutely. As you are now into your junior season here at Washington State University, you mentioned the travel. When you get to go out on the road, what do you like to do on the road? Let's start with just some personal things. What do you do with your time when you're out on the road and with your teammates?
Well,
or when you get a little downtime for yourself, maybe?
We don't really have time to do much, so just get to the hotel, practice, and then rest, because obviously
it's not a vacation, is it?
No.
You got your itinerary, and you maybe get a half an hour here and a half an hour there, and that's about it?
Yeah, I mean, traveling to California was the best part because it's warm there.
Yeah.
But then coming back and seeing all the snow in the car, and it's kind of tough, but...
How about the 3 degrees that we're going to be getting tonight? You a fan of the cold weather? Not a fan of the cold. I don't think any of us are a fan of 3 degrees, by the way. You're not alone with that. What's the weather like where you're from? You grew up in Kosovo, correct?
Yeah.
And then you moved and you ended up playing club ball. Where do you play club ball? Remind me again.
In Spain.
Spain. And what was that like? And how old were you when you moved to Spain?
So I was 13, about to turn 14. Had to leave my family. It was for the best. There was no girls competition in Kosovo at that time. So I was playing with guys until that time, and till then it was fine, but once we grew up, the guys were much stronger than me, so it wasn't going to really work.
What was that like playing in a new place and playing club competition away from home? Did it sharpen your abilities? When you look back on it now, do you look back on it fondly? Do you look back at it, okay, that was a step in the process that's made me a better basketball player? Is it maybe a little bit of both?
Yeah, I mean, it obviously has made me a better basketball player, but also helped me grow up, like mentally. Because moving without your family to a place that they don't really speak English there, so I had to go to a normal like Spanish school, and I had to do everything in Spanish. Had to learn the language in 3 months. That was the hardest part, I think, but kind of got used to it pretty fast, and it was just preparing me for the future. So when I moved here, it was nothing for me.
So how many different languages do you speak?
Just 3.
Just 3, and they would be English, obviously, Italian, I'm guessing.
Spanish.
Spanish, sorry. And what else do you got?
Albanian.
Albanian, okay.
Yep.
And did you end up going back and playing for Kosovo at some point in your career?
Yeah, during the summer I played for the national team there.
What was that like?
It's different.
Yeah?
Especially because I play with teammates that I haven't played before. It's kind of hard to know every single one of them, and we only get like 3 to 4 weeks to prepare.
Right.
But it's fun always to represent your country, especially when the tournament is back home, playing in front of my family and stuff. It's always nice.
Oh, is that cool?
Yeah.
Got a few questions for you if you don't mind. By the way, if you've got any questions for Astera, we're going to have her on for a second segment. So if you want to grab a slip of paper, come up and ask a question, we'll get it to her. Same thing for Coach Ethridge when she comes back up. All right, what is your favorite thing to do outside of basketball?
I like to hang out with friends, obviously.
Okay.
I'm into Legos.
Legos?
Lately.
Okay.
Yeah. So I spend a lot of my time doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't really like watching TV or anything like that, so I like doing creative stuff.
Well, that brings me to another question. I am curious about this one. How many Legos do you have, and what is your favorite one?
I'd probably have like 25, and 20 of them are cars.
Cars?
I don't know why. I started freshman year and just been buying cars all the time.
Been buying cars?
Yeah. But my favorite one is one that I bought like last month.
Okay.
It's a really big one, car.
Yeah. How long does it take you to put together one of the really big ones?
Probably like a few days. Depends like how much time I have, but probably like 4 to 5 days maybe.
Are you a big puzzle person? Do you like puzzles and things like that kind of keep the mind active? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. One more question here before we get into a few other things. Any end-game or pre-game rituals that you have?
I feel like I said this last year, but Rubik's Cube.
Okay.
It helps me calm down when I'm nervous. I kind of disconnect from the world, just with music in my ears and solving a Rubik's Cube.
Okay, and it's not just the old-fashioned Rubik's Cube either. You got different kinds of Rubik's
Cubes. Yeah, I have
Cubes
a lot.
too?
Like I have like 5 or 6 different ones. So.
What's the most difficult one, and how long does it usually take you to solve it?
I think it's the 6x6 one.
Okay.
It probably takes me like 20 minutes.
Yeah. Then how does somebody else shake? I'm used to the old one back in the old days, and so and I was terrible at it, by the way. Just to let you know, what's the key to solving a Rubik's Cube? Maybe I should ask that since I'm so bad at it.
There's just patterns you have to know.
Okay.
And my favorite part is when I give it to someone, they're like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna mix it really well. You won't be able to do it," and I'm like, "Well, okay." Whatever.
And you're able to do it.
Yeah.
All right. We've got one more question here, and this one is, it seems very clear that you guys are a very close team. Can you tell us a little bit about your teammates? Again, you have so many different new players on this team, and again, it's such and I think it's fantastic, a heavy international team. How cool is that? And talk to us about your teammates that have come on.
Yeah, I think it's amazing to have people from all over the world. Knowing that your teammates are going through the same things that you're going through, it helps because it's different to talk to an American that sees their parents like every 2 weeks.
Sure.
About how you miss your family and home and whatever, and it's different to talk to someone that haven't seen their family since like August.
Right.
So it's kind of helpful to just know that if you need anything, you're always going to have support from your teammates. So.
Again, Astera Tuhina with us. Again, AT joining us here on the show. Got a couple more questions. Want to get back to some stuff on the court as well. You don't mind hanging out with us for one more segment, do you? No, you're fine? Okay, all right, take a break. We'll be back after this. It's Cougar basketball from Learfield.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End of friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Okay, you say, I want some breakfast. Your so-called boyfriend says, we got eggs in the fridge. Obviously, when you say breakfast, you mean McDonald's. Definitely a side-eye situation.
And now, it's a BOGO situation with buy one, get one for $1 on Sausage McMuffin, burritos, hash browns, and more. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Valid for item of equal or lesser value.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Hi, I'm Caden Wickersham, a pitcher on your Washington State University Cougar baseball team. I want to tell you about Krista Gross, a big supporter of mine. She's someone who's always there, helping me without being asked. Krista makes sure I have what I need to succeed, and she'll do the same thing for you. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, trust someone with a big heart and a winning track record. Find her online at KristaGross.com. That's Krista with a K, KristaGross.com.
I'm Krista Gross, your lifelong realtor. Find me online at KristaGross.com. That's Krista with a K, KristaGross.com.
Go Cougs.
Looking sharp has never been this much fun. Pullman's #1 barbershop, the Pullman Man Shop, is more than just haircuts. It's an experience. Our seasoned barbers deliver precision haircuts, buzz cuts, and real straight razor hot towel shaves that'll leave you looking and feeling your absolute best. And while you're here, enjoy free shuffleboard, free pool, and free arcade games. WSU students and faculty receive 20% off any service every Thursday. Step into the Pullman Man Shop at 1025 East Main, where style meets good times. Walk-ins only. themanshops.com.
Well, we do welcome you back again. It is your Cougar Basketball Hour with head coach Kamie Ethridge, and also being joined by junior guard for Washington State University, and that is, of course, AT Astera Tuhina joining us. Did just get a question in, AT. We talked a little bit about the schedule when it comes to this, but what is also the biggest difference between playing Pac-12 schedule and the West Coast Conference schedule that we played so far this season?
Yeah, I mean, the traveling part, as I said before, Pac-12 was kind of more
traveling partners,
easier.
And you go to one place and stay there the entire weekend, right?
Yeah, but the good thing about the WCC schedule is that you play on a Saturday and then you're off on Sunday.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice to sleep in without having school, just kind of lay in bed all day. Sometimes do some schoolwork, but
well, you're a pretty smart young lady. Speaking of which, did have a question about school. Can you tell us about your major and what you're going through as far as the classroom side of things and school side of things at Washington State?
Yeah, so I'm currently majoring in computer science, kind of something that I've been wanting to do since I was young. I like numbers, anything that has to do with writing papers, reading, not for me. Next. So right now I'm taking an English class and it's a nightmare. I don't want to write that much. But anything that has to do with math, I enjoy doing it. Or if I have to help my friends because they're struggling with math, I'm more than happy to do so. So it's kind of hard. There's some tough classes, especially because we miss a lot of classes. But the professors are really nice about it, and they're flexible, so
that's good.
It's really helpful.
So as you are going through your major, obviously I'm assuming, and I don't know this for a fact, but I'm assuming you want to play basketball as long as you can and be competitive and continue to do that. What outside of basketball interests you? Do you know what you'd like to do outside of basketball when your playing career is done?
I don't think I know that yet, but one of the main reasons I chose computer science is also because I feel like you can work from wherever.
Sure.
You just need a laptop and you're good to go. So even if I'm playing basketball in the next 5-10 years, I can still work at the same time. So that will be nice because I won't need to be anywhere. Just in my bed.
So if you could work in bed, is that would that be like the dream job for you?
Yes, perfect.
Absolutely. So now, as you are getting set here, I had something here and now I lost it all of a sudden. So let's go to another question. Let's see if it comes back to me. Let's get to this question here. What is your favorite kind of music, and who is your favorite artist?
That's a tough question. I like a lot of music. I listen to music all the time. When we travel, I'm the DJ.
You're the DJ.
When we're just at home, you can hear, Tara can hear my music all the time. Sorry, Tara, to bother you, but I need it. And except I don't really listen to country music.
Okay.
I don't know. I've never liked it. But other than that, I can listen to whatever.
A wide array of just whatever you feel is in the mood for you. Do you have anything as far as pregame, as far as getting ready for the game that you like to listen to, as far as a favorite artist, as far as a favorite style of music as you're getting ready pregame-wise?
Well, this might be a little weird, but before games, I like to listen to sad music.
Okay.
I don't know for what reason, but it kind of like motivates me and makes me like go through my emotions before the game. So it's kind of nice to let it out before the game.
I mean, you got to do it. You got to do you, right? And so that's absolutely great. And then I got the question back. You've been obviously to so many different parts of the country, whether it be in Europe or now over here and playing and up and down the West Coast, playing for Washington State University throughout your collegiate career. Is there a favorite spot as far as in the world that you've been to, and what's your favorite spot maybe outside of Kosovo or outside of your hometown that you just absolutely love, that you would say, hey, people here at Zeppos, listen up, this is a place where you should go visit?
I think Spain.
Spain?
Yeah. First of all, because of the weather.
Okay.
It's really nice. Where I lived, it would never rain, never snow.
Okay.
It was perfect weather.
Where did you live in
not
Spain?
too cold. Logroño, it's like a really small town. Not really small, but it's a pretty small town. And it was nice. But other than that, California, anywhere that's a warm weather.
Okay.
I really don't like the snow.
Okay, so not a cold weather person. I think we've learned that about AT so far here tonight. And then what about Kosovo? If people were going to Kosovo, what would be some places where they would need to go to Kosovo and go and visit? Because I think it was Kira last week was talking about if she wanted to go somewhere, Kosovo would be like on one of her top lists of places to visit.
Yeah, it's different. Like, it's much different than here, obviously. No taxes when you buy groceries. Way cheaper. But there's also a lot of things that, like historical things that one can see there, especially because there was a war like 20 years ago, and there's still some stuff going on. So it's always nice to just know the culture of different countries. But, yeah.
Okay. Let's get back to on the court here for the final few minutes that we're going to spend with you. Some of the passes that I've seen you make, and I'm sure the folks that have been here that have watched you at the Beasley Coliseum, just the vision that you've had on the court, I mean, threading the needle at times, especially on some of those transition baskets. Is that something that you've been working on, and how fulfilling is that when you can get a pass to either Alex Colville running down the court or to somebody else running down the court and fast breaking, and to L.A., I think, had one up in Gonzaga for you, and it leads to a layup. How important is that for you? Because your assist numbers are really high this season. How important has that been for you?
Yeah, I just think that in another life I was a quarterback.
Yeah?
I like to tell myself that. It's kind of nice to just get the ball, look forward, and when I see my teammates running, I'm like, I'm going to throw it. Sometimes when I turn it over, Coachy gets mad, but it doesn't happen often. I don't know where she is.
Yeah, it's okay. And so, I mean, when it comes to running the offense, do you feel comfortable? This is, again, your third year at Washington State. Do you have a connection to Coachy and to Lori on the sideline and kind of know what is expected of you as we kind of go forward here?
Yeah, I think so. It's kind of hard. As you said, there's a lot of new players. They're still not used to the system and to knowing how to, like, transition from, like, one play to another or whatever. But, yeah, sometimes Coachy, again, gets mad at me because I wave her and I tell her that, no, we're not running the play she called. I run my own play. But I think it's for the best in that moment, and then I don't know what happens next.
Okay. And then I guess the last thing I have before we leave here, home Thursday night, what's it like to be playing at Beasley Coliseum? And then as a two-part question, just kind of now into the stretch run here, final few weeks of the conference season, how do you feel that we're getting ready to attack these final few weeks of the regular season?
Yeah, it's amazing to play at home, obviously, always, especially now for the pin game will be fun. But also playing LMU that we lost to them last game, I think we're going to have more energy and we will want to beat them because
we'll pay back time.
Yes. But also heading into Portland, they're a really good team, so got to focus on that as well. But yeah, it'll be tough. And then next week we also have 2 home games, so
yeah,
that'll be nice as
yeah,
well.
absolutely. 3 of the final 5 at home, including 3 of the next 4. Let's hear it for Astera Tuhina. AT joining us here on the show here tonight. Big thanks for joining us tonight. Again, AT with us. It is your Cougar Basketball Hour live from Zeppo's. We'll have Coach Ethridge up next, and it's right here from Learfield.
You may be eager to break ground on a new outdoor project, but never just start digging. Buried electric and natural gas lines can be anywhere. It's the law to call 811 at least 2 business days before you dig. Spray paint white lines showing your dig zone, and a crew will mark the utility lines. Mark accuracy zone is within 2 feet of the mark, so always hand dig to expose the line first. Call 811 before you dig. The service is free for residential customers. Avista, we just want you to be safe.
Bro, you go hard for the WSU Cougs.
What do you mean?
You're literally wearing a Coug jersey that you bought from the Coug store with your Coug debit card. And you don't stop talking about how every time you use your card, Visa donates to the Cougar Athletic Fund.
I guess I do go pretty hard for my Cougs.
If you go hard for your Cougs, get your WSU card today at Gisa.com. Go Cougs!
This is my barbershop. There are many like it, but this one is mine.
Welcome to the Pullman Man Shop, Pullman's #1 barbershop, where our seasoned barbers give you precision haircuts, buzz cuts, and straight razor shaves so sharp when we're done, your face will look like the day you were born. While we're working on that dome of yours, enjoy free shuffleboard, free pool, free arcade games, and ATVs. That's right, maggot. You can play while we turn that head of hair into something presentable. We'll fix it. Can't and won't are not words we'll use. The Pullman Man Shop, 1025 East Main. Visit themanshops.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle Thornton, linebacker and captain of your Washington State University Cougar football team. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, I recommend my friend and supporter, Krista Gross. She's a 3-time Realtor of the Year and a big fan of Cougar athletics. The only thing she enjoys more than supporting the Cougs is providing excellent service. Check her Google reviews to see how much her clients love her. You can find her online at KristaGross.com. That's Krista with a K, KristaGross.com. Go Cougs!
Well, back here once again to Zeppo's. It is your Cougar Basketball Hour, and it is with Coach Kamie Ethridge as we continue on here. You can earn your bragging rights at Northern Quest with more slot machines, table games, restaurants, lounges, and luxury hotel rooms than anyone else in the region. Northern Quest, yes, the best. More at northernquest.com. Well, Coach, we just heard from your junior guard, AT. Your thoughts on Astera and what you heard from her here tonight?
Bossy, isn't she?
She might rule the world one day,
It's just what happens, and thank goodness. I mean, again, you know, I'm probably really hard to please, and she's really stubborn, and it's good. As a point guard needs to be stubborn, and they need to fight for what they think is right, as long as what they think is right is about winning.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's another thing if you're just trying to be right. It's if you want to win, then we can argue all the time. And but AT is so smart, and she can make calls on the run and get us into things, and you have to have a point guard that can do that. And that's not the easiest thing for LA, who comes in and plays point. That's not the easiest thing for her. Certainly, you know, anyone else that's playing that position, it's not as easy. So a lot of comfort with AT running the show and getting us into things. And big-time player, makes big shots. And again, just you got to have the engine. That point guard's got to be your engine. And when she's her best engine-wise and motor-wise, we're really good. So there's a little pressure on her to continue to be that.
Yeah, and again, her assist numbers have been really good this season, but she's also one of those types of players where you look at the box score and sometimes that doesn't tell you what she does to affect the game. I mean, she is one of those players that can affect the game without necessarily filling up a stat sheet.
Yeah. Well, I think point guards in particular, they don't have to score as much as others, but you have to get some scoring somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So assists are huge, you know, taking care of the basketball. You know, this plus-minus thing that we see, you know, are you better? Is your team better when you're on the court?
Mm-hmm.
And that's not the ultimate thing we look at, but it's kind of revealing. And there's moments where you feel like someone's not doing great, and you go back and you look at the assist, the plus-minus, and you just realize, yeah, we were really good when she was on the court. So those are things that are especially when you start looking at it like Matt shows sometimes, just for the year, someone's plus minus and things like that. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways to help your team win, and AT does those things.
Again, Loyola Marymount coming in on Thursday. Obviously, Nadia Evans had a huge game against us. What do you remember from that game, and what are some of the things that you want to do to counteract Loyola Marymount when we get together on Thursday night?
You remember when I was talking about making 3s and 5s, making the other team shoot 3s and 5s? They made every imaginable 3 and 5.
I did.
Like, we forced them into guarded, contested, hard 2s.
Yeah.
And they made them. And, yeah, we made a few mistakes and gave things that we didn't want to. We had length on her, and she shot over our length. I think maybe D hurt her the most. I mean, affected her the most, and now D, I think, feels more comfortable in her game, and I think she'll be able. That's another lengthy player that we can put on her. You know, it's just like Matt said today in the scout. He just said this last game that they played, they won, and she had 4 points. So she's not the only one on their team, but she certainly hurt us, and they're scrappy. They're just little ballers. They know how to shoot it. They're unafraid. They just have the green light, and it's a tough matchup. Every game's a tough matchup, and we've got to. The one thing that I thought we did pretty well against them is we attacked them and we scored at the rim a lot, and we've got to do that. I think we have an advantage there.
And then Thursday night being the annual Pink game at Washington State University, obviously always a big game for us when it comes to that game on the schedule.
Yeah, just I don't know, a few people in here would know K-Yow and where this whole month has come from and play for K. And I know we don't do that as much just with the state of Washington and all the crazy rules that we have. But, I was fortunate enough to play for her on the Olympic team. And so just so many great memories of her and how she competed and how she coached and the grace that she coached with and her faith and just how kind and loving she was to people, but was a fierce, fierce competitor. And then you watched her fight cancer and the impact she made way beyond basketball, in that fight. So just want to continue to honor her and anyone else, and so many people in this room are affected by cancer, and we want to continue to honor that and do whatever we can to make sure we're representing, this month and this little game that we play, that we can remember those people that are in the fight.
Again, 6 o'clock Thursday night, Beasley Coliseum. Want to see you there. Again, it's one of 3 final home games. The next 2 games after Portland also at home next week. We'll talk more about that next week. But again, Loyola Marymount at home Thursday night, 6 o'clock. We want to see you at Beasley Coliseum. Take another break. When we come back, we'll have a little bit more with the head coach. It's next. It's the Cougar Basketball Hour live from Zeppo's from Learfield.
Nothing works up an appetite like cheering for your Cougs on game day. So why not cheer them on at Northern Quest with an impressive roster of restaurants and lounges? You can tackle the menu at Epic and catch every play on the 10 by 30-foot screen. Or grab a steak at Maslow's, a fine cigar at Legends of Fire, even a burger from Fat Burger. For your inner linebacker. See more at northernquest.com. Go Cougs!
If you've got the right tools and the friendly people at U.S. Bank in your corner, making smarter money choices is a piece of cake. If only our tools and helpful advisors could have helped you avoid some of those not-so-smart choices in life. Like that time you tried to pick up unicycling.
Whoa, coming through!
Or when you thought it'd be okay to pet that squirrel in the park.
Good squirrel, good squirrel.
While we can't help you with all that, we can help you bank smartly at usbank.com/smartertogether. Member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Caden Wickersham, a pitcher on your Washington State University Cougar baseball team. I want to tell you about Krista Gross, a big supporter of mine. She's someone who's always there, helping me without being asked. Krista makes sure I have what I need to succeed, and she'll do the same thing for you. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, trust someone with a big heart and a winning track record. Find her online at KristaGross.com. That's Krista with a K, KristaGross.com.
I'm Krista Gross, your lifelong realtor. Find me online at KristaGross.com. That's Krista with a K, KristaGross.com.
Go Cougs.
This is my boss. barbershop. There are many like it, but this one is mine.
Welcome to the Pullman Man Shop, Pullman's #1 barbershop, where our seasoned barbers give you precision haircuts, buzz cuts, and straight razor shaves so sharp when we're done, your face will look like the day you were born. While we're working on that dome of yours, enjoy free shuffleboard, free pool, free arcade games, and ATVs. That's right, maggot. You can play while we turn that head of hair into something presentable. We'll fix it. Can't and won't are not words we'll use. The Pullman Man Shop, 1025 East Main. Visit themanshops.com.
Well, back again. It is your Cougar Basketball Hour with the head coach of Washington State University Basketball, Kamie Ethridge, as again the Cougars getting set for their pink game. Again, that'll be Thursday night at home against Loyola Marymount. LMU, 6 o'clock your start time, and then over to Portland for a 3 o'clock start time as we again have 3 of the next 4 at home at Beasley Coliseum. Also want to remind you that tomorrow night the Cougar Basketball Hour with David Riley will be right here from Zeppo's. They got a nice win on Saturday.
Yeah.
Nice little comeback win. That was nice for them.
I was listening to it, yeah.
That was a great game for them. So come on out tomorrow night for the Cougar Basketball Hour with Chris King and David Riley. As we get ready for Loyola Marymount and then Portland, is it hard to believe that we're down to the final few weeks here of the regular season on this thing?
It is so hard to believe. And I wonder how the players, I can't think back to what you felt like when you're 18 to 22, but, you work so long in the summer and in the preseason, and, right after the season ends, you're going to get back in the gym, and you have this long stretch before you get to play again, but it never fails. There's flows during the season where it just it's very difficult to keep the intensity that you need to keep getting better. Our practices need to shorten up a little bit, and we need to tighten those up and just be great on game day because, again, I think everybody needs to be sharp as they can be on these game nights. And I think, again, I feel so good about our team and where we are and our young players. I think we can still continue to get better, but it is hard to believe that we have, a handful of games left before we go into postseason.
Yeah. Speaking of a couple of young players, your thoughts on the way Dee played up in Spokane against Gonzaga? I thought she had a pretty good game. And Shaw, talk a little bit about a couple of your freshmen that saw some extended minutes on Saturday.
I think Dee's just getting more confident. And again, she's getting some really better quality practice reps, and that's just offensively just being a little more sure with the ball. And effective at what only she can do. I'm telling you, there's moments in practice where she can split somebody and get places that no one in our gym can. It's hard to do and replicate in games when you're a young player and you're that athletic. But she's getting better and smarter in her decision making. And again, she's an impactful defender. She's an instinctive rebounder. And so, you can live with some mistakes on someone who can impact the game in so many other areas. And if her three-point shot is going down, which I feel better about that every single day, I think she's getting better there. She's a threat in that position too. So love her confidence, and her confidence is growing. So that's a good thing. And same with Shasha. Shasha just does not care. She does not care about you, me, anything except she just wants to win and she wants to play. Yeah. And she doesn't want to miss a rep. She doesn't want to ever come out. She wants to be involved in everything, her passion, her competitiveness. She's a wild child, you need a little bit of discipline, and she's just running that way, and you're just like, wait a second, you're not supposed to do that. And she beats herself up over those things too, but she also just gets over it and moves on because it's like she knows. She's like, I know, I messed up, I'll fix it. And then she wants the next big shot. So gotta love that mindset and that attitude. And again, these guys are not afraid of big moments.
Did talk to somebody as I was coming in here and wanted me to ask you about Tara Wallach and just what you saw out of her on Saturday and what you've seen out of her. We've talked about her all season long, but just the senior, and she was a warrior up in Spokane, and you mentioned playing her, 40-plus minutes in the game against Gonzaga. I think it was almost 42 minutes in that game before she had to come out for just a couple minutes.
I don't know what the big deal is. She wants to play, I think.
Yeah, well, that's true.
19 points.
She was pretty good.
I just, everything that we've ever talked about Tara is I think the thing that I just, I'm proud of her. I'm proud of our program. I'm proud of taking someone who's young and probably thinks she knows it all when she comes in, like all freshmen, And it's probably been somewhat easy when they come in. You know, the game has been kind of easy. They've had success every minute. And then the first thing that happens is you have good moments and then you have terrible moments as a freshman, and your game kind of gets torn down a little bit. And then you have to figure out, what am I going to do now to fix it? And the really good players and competitive players and people that want to be great, they start naming the things they need to fix, and they start working on them. And that's what Tara's done over the course of her 4 years. And, you know, and that's just been a continual growth process that she's done. And then you add to her being a lone senior this year and her growth there and her voice and her leadership and her not being afraid of saying, you know, be quiet, I'm talking, listen to me, I'm a senior, I know what we're doing. Like that, I'm not sure I thought she could do that alone. And I don't think very many people can. But she's stood up to this team and been a great, great leader and someone they can count on and the most consistent player for us. And she shows up every day and she gives her heart and soul to this program. And couldn't be more proud of her. And I think she's playing her best basketball. And I think she's got a big career for herself as she moves forward in professional basketball from here.
We'll honor her a week from Saturday for Senior Day. More about that next week. But we, of course, have got LMU this Thursday. One more quick break, and then back for just a couple minutes to wrap up the show. It's next. It's Cougar Basketball Hour live from Zeppo's from Learfield.
With the WSU debit card from Giza, it's hard to tell who's supporting who. When Coug fans use their WSU card, they show off their Coug pride, and donations are made back to Cougar Athletics. But the card supports the Coug fan with big savings by helping them grow their money with Smart Plus checking. So, does the card support the Coug fan, or does the Coug fan support the card? It doesn't matter. All that matters is that the WSU card supports Cougar Athletics and your wallet at the same time. Get your WSU card at Giza.com. Checking account transaction requirements, terms and conditions apply. Insured by NCUA.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Looking sharp has never been this much fun. Pullman's #1 barbershop, the Pullman Man Shop, is more than just haircuts. It's an experience. Our seasoned barbers deliver precision haircuts, buzz cuts, and real straight razor hot towel shaves that'll leave you looking and feeling your absolute best. And while you're here, enjoy free shuffleboard, free pool, and free arcade games. WSU students and faculty receive 20% off any service every Thursday. Step into the Pullman Man Shop at 1025 East Main, where style meets good times. Walk-ins only. themanshops.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle Thornton, linebacker and captain of your Washington State University Cougar football team. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, I recommend my friend and supporter, Krista Gross. She's a 3-time Realtor of the Year and a big fan of Cougar athletics. The only thing she enjoys more than supporting the Cougs is providing excellent service. Check her Google reviews to see how much her clients love her. You can find her online at KristaGross.com. That's Krista with a K. KristaGross.com. Go Cougs!
Well, we are back here at Zeppo's, wrapping things up on a Monday night. Again, so great to spend time with our Cougar fans here from Zeppo's, and another great crowd here on a Monday night, Coach. And down to the final 60 seconds, 90 seconds of the show. Just want to turn it over to you and your thoughts as we wrap things up here tonight.
Well, I just, walking in here, I never know what to expect, and I just continue to love walking in here and seeing the people that are here and faces and friends and supporters and people that are with us through thick and thin. And it goes without, I need to say it and say it and say it. I don't want to not say it. I just want to say thank you to you guys. You are the heartbeat of our program. You mean so much to us, and it lifts us up, whether we're feeling a little bit down from a game and a loss or just not quite as peppy as we've been in the past. And it just feels great being around people like you guys. And again, appreciate you being here night after night and week after week, and in the stands as well, and with us on the road, sometimes in person and just over the radio where you're screaming at us. So keep it up and appreciate you, and that's the message. Go Cougs.
All right, go Cougs. Again, Thursday night, LMU. Saturday, Portland want to see you 6 o'clock for the pink game. Beasley Coliseum for Coach Ethridge. This has been Steve Grubbs from Zeppos. It's been your Cougar Basketball Hour from Learfield.
You've been listening to the Cougar Basketball Hour. Tonight's show has been brought to you